Well, another tragedy in Wyandotte County, this time with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department after Hunter Simoncic passed away yesterday morning after he was struck by a man while trying to get him to stop his vehicle using stop sticks right outside of the Kansas City, Kansas Community College. We now, of course, learned about that passing yesterday morning in a press conference from the police chief, Karl Oakman, who is here on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7 FM. Chief, thank you for joining us this morning. How are you and how is the department holding up?
Well, good morning, Pete, and thank you for having me. It's difficult. We're doing okay. I'm okay. The officers are okay. And once our officers are doing better, then I will be doing better.
What do you want to make sure people know about? Let's just talk about Hunter first off. And obviously he was 26 years old. He was a young man who had been in the department for all of not even 3 years. You're someone who obviously has done this your whole life. Your son does this for a living as well in a different department here in the Kansas City area. So this is your life. I mean, you deal with these young people every single day. You do it with your own children. So what should people know about Hunter and what his legacy should be with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department?
Well, first off, he was a good young man. And, it's really sad when you think about this young man. I've had some detailed conversations with his father right after he graduated the academy, and then yesterday. He really had to work harder than other people, and it was his dream to be a police officer. And when he graduated the academy in 2023, he was so proud, and his parents was proud of him, and he was really proud of his parents for really helping him and really with the challenges that he had, really being there for him. So, it makes you angry and sad at the same time, because Hunter, he didn't deserve to do that.
When you, Karl Oakman, the Kansas City, Kansas police chief, is here on KCMO Talk Radio, when you look back on what happened yesterday morning, technically, when this all went down, and, officers use those stop sticks with somewhat regularity, was there anything about the way that situation played out between Hunter and the suspect that was unusual, that, wasn't necessarily maybe perfectly by the book? Is there anything that you look at right now and say maybe we could have as a department done this differently, or there's something we should do differently when deploying stop sticks or anything like that? Or was this just pure evil by this suspect at play yesterday morning?
First off, whenever we have a situation like this where an officer is seriously injured or killed, we go back and we review to make sure that, we follow policy, and if there's any additional safety measures we can put in place to reduce the chances of death or serious injury. In this particular case, I would have to say this was pure evil. You have a individual that is used to having run-ins with the law, and he deliberately went after Hunter with his vehicle. And those are situations where it is very difficult to find a safe place if the individual is bent on hitting the officer, which in this case, as I said, this was totally intentional.
Well, when it comes to that part of it, you mentioned someone with a violent history, and there are some reports that this person involved was sitting in an Iowa jail on a domestic battery charge there. He had a criminal history in Wyandotte County going back to last year as well. And according to the Heartlander, the Wyandotte County authorities told Iowa authorities they didn't want to come get him back in July. even though Mitchell, the individual, had agreed to waive extradition proceedings and come back with officers voluntarily. You and I have talked about this, but, what is your confidence right now in the DA's office in Wyandotte County?
Well, like I said, I don't know all the particulars on that, so I can't comment accurately on it until I know more information. But I think this is just a problem around the country. I think we need to do better. And this has been an ongoing problem throughout offices around the country. And I think we just need to do better. And, interesting thing, Pete, is that I was talking to a couple of commanders at the scene, and the eerie thing is one of them made the comment, I bet this guy probably should have been in jail or has an extensive criminal record before we knew anything about him. And we have to do better because we shouldn't be in those kind of situations. And I think sometimes when we have issues, especially around individuals that have an arrest warrant for drugs or court proceeding related to drugs, we've been in this mindset the last 10, 15 years that, this is just a person that's struggling with substance abuse. And I don't have a problem with that, but when you look at the other things in their record, aggravated assaults, being arrested for violent crimes, this is not someone just struggling with substance abuse. This is a violent criminal. Mm-hmm. Those are two different things.
What is your message, Chief, this morning to the community in Kansas City, Kansas, and across Wyandotte County, and what you want to make sure people know about what your department is dealing with right now, and how you guys are handling things, and what you want to make sure the public are aware of today?
Well, first off, we're going to continue to serve the citizens and the community of KCK. Our officers are struggling. We've had 2 tragedies in a month. But we just ask that for your continual prayer and support. And we will be having a vigil for Hunter tomorrow evening. So we ask that you come out and show support to the family because, our men and women of KCK Police Department is struggling, but his father, his mother, and his brother, you just see the heartache on their faces. So we all just need support right now from the community.
And what time and where is that vigil tomorrow night?
It will be, I'm not clear on the time yet. Time hasn't been set yet, but it will be in front of City Hall at 7th and Ann.
All right, City Hall there in KCK, vigil tomorrow night. When we have that time, we will share it right here on KCMO Talk Radio. Chief, thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate it. We are praying for your entire department and the Kansas City, Kansas community, and, of course, Hunter's family as well. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Pete, and thank you for your continual support.
Absolutely. That is Kansas City, Kansas Police Chief Karl Oakman on KCMO. Now, we were out there, about a year and a half ago, I'd say, for a Back the Blue tour stop, and they've got a really good and well-run department with great people in it. And, you now look at the tragedy that they are dealing with a 26-year-old police officer getting killed yesterday, Hunter Simoncic, and a young guy from Galesburg, Kansas, comes here, serves Kansas City, Kansas, and loses his life less than 3 years on the job. I thought it was interesting, too, when he said there that, hey, one of his commanders, as they're doing the investigation, says, I guarantee you this guy should have been in jail. And it's sad, but you can come to that conclusion in a lot of these cases. Because just think about it, right? If you're someone who's never broken the law in your life, you're just like an upstanding person, you don't randomly, there's a 99.9% chance that you don't then randomly find yourself in a police chase where you have the evil in your body to run over a cop. No one goes from 0 to 60 like that, no pun intended. I mean, that just doesn't happen. And that's why prosecuting low-level crime is so vital to keeping communities safe. We talk about it on the other side of the state line, Jackson County, all the time, right? I mean, we cover this all the time. You have people who end up committing homicides, end up as felons, but like it doesn't just happen. They don't just wake up one day and decide to become a felon. They partake in lower level crimes. They too often get slapped on the wrist. And then all of a sudden they're involved in these violent acts of crime. And you're like, well, how did this happen? Well, you know, if you did your job, if you took care of this stuff early on, oftentimes these things become avoidable. It's not perfect, but it becomes avoidable. And it looks like that's what went on here in Wyandotte County with this individual, Dennis Mitchell.
To your point, the words from lawman Barney Fife ring more true now than ever. Nip it in the bud.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're just not getting that.
No.
And you're not getting it in, it seems like, Wyandotte County. You're not getting it in, well, you hope you're starting to get it in Jackson County. I'm still holding out hope. I think it's fair to give new prosecutor Melissa Johnson some time. And you're seeing this issue all over the country. And it literally is getting innocent people and then those working in law enforcement killed. It's putting them in very dangerous spots. How many times you put out stop sticks if you're a cop and the guy literally just blows over them and runs into you? That's what happened here at 1 a.m. yesterday morning, right outside of the KCK Community College. And now the entire Kansas City, Kansas community is mourning the loss of a fallen officer. It's tragic, and it doesn't need to be this way.